All right, got the door done. So we got that welded up, and obviously that's just gonna go right here, and it's just gonna swing open. So now I need to put the paramotor back in here and then measure to see how high of a shelf I can put back in there. So we're gonna get that moved in here, and I'm gonna do some measuring, and then we're gonna weld in, use some of the square tubing and weld up a bracket, and then we'll just use probably a piece of like 3/4 inch plywood or something like that for a shelf. So we're gonna get that put back in there and get measuring up. All right, got the door welded up here. So got a nice piano hinge that's going to, or that is now supporting everything. So rather than take the screws and pre-drill each hole and then put screws in here and in the other side, basically just button welded everything, just use the existing hole and welded, and then put just a couple welds along the bottom here. So now, door works really great. You can see it moves nice and flawlessly. So what we're gonna do now is basically get this laid on its, or set on top of the Boss Hog base here, and then we're going to get everything lined up, and then we're gonna get the screws put through, so that way we're able to align everything and put the I-bolts in here. That way we'll have this attached to that, and then we'll have connection points for bungee cords and things like that as well. So we're gonna get that taken care of here, and then after that, then I think we need to, then we're gonna have to get it mounted to a car. So once that's done, we're gonna have to put the hitch on a car and get this on, because I'm gonna have to put a hole probably someplace over here, and then someplace over here, and put a big eye-bolt here, and then that's what's going to support the top onto a vehicle. Obviously the weight itself is gonna be supported by this, the hitch, but because it's so, it's pretty tall, it's very top heavy, the bouncing back and forth or swaying back and forth when you're accelerating and braking, too much pressure I think could bend or snap the hitch. So we're going to stop that by putting some support brackets or just some eyelets that we can either bungee or use like a ratchet strap and attach to the top of a vehicle, and that should solve that problem. So we're gonna get started and see how far we can get today. So as luck would have it, the battery died, and then shortly thereafter replaced it, and the card got full pretty much as soon as I started painting. So I don't know how much actually got caught on video, but obviously painting is pretty self-explanatory. Wash it down with some acetone, put some primer on it, and then paint it with black paint. So pretty simple, but this is the result. Looks much different than it does before. So it looks pretty good. Everything turned out real nice. It is a gloss paint. Doesn't really matter too much because it's going to be covered by the HDPE anyways, but it looks really good. That should protect it from road salt and things like that. Not that it'll be in salt that often, but it will be obviously exposed to the elements to some extent, although it will be covered. I'm sure it's not going to be completely waterproof or environmental proof, so should be good. Put quite a few coats of black paint on the bottom where it's going to rub between this and the Boss Hog bottom. So hopefully that will protect it from the paint wearing out too quickly. So now we're going to basically get it fitted up finally. We did fit it up to drill the holes, but now we're going to fit it up for the final time, put the eye bolts in and secure it. And then once we get that done, we're gonna actually put it on a vehicle, or two different vehicles. I'm gonna put it on probably my truck and my wife's SUV, just to see where the connection points are gonna be, because I'll have to drill holes someplace up here on the back side and put a big eye bolt there so I can run a strap to the top of the vehicles to help support the weight. So let's get started with that. Super heavy, but it's not hard. Ready? Yeah, it's a little heavy.
I love how you're like,
That's super heavy. It's a little heavy. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Thanks. Drill holes underneath this. I can't get it. All right, so we got it painted, got everything put together. So we got all the screws, or sorry, eye bolts in here. So got those, basically just sandwiching the cage to that together. And now we need to put the panels on. So have to kind of rig this thing up here because it doesn't really work so well because they're really flimsy. And they're flopping all over the place, and I don't have a second hand to help right now, so we're gonna make do with what we got and hope this works. So this is gonna be interesting, but this will be one of the last steps we got to do. Hopefully it goes well, and then we'll be done and on to flying. everything done here, so we're gonna give you a quick runaround of everything. So built on the Boss Hog frame, 66 inches wide by 24 inches deep. The upper is everything that obviously we saw in the video that I built out of the metal tubing. This is the HDPE plastic, so it's a hard plastic, very strong, but it's also flexible. It's not brittle like PVC. So once we get into it then here, so we got 2 locks I put on. 2 latches kind of hold everything closed. And this lifts up just like this. I don't have the, where'd that go? I don't have the pistons on here yet, the gas shocks to hold it up, so for right now we're just using this. Shortly I'll be able to add the gas shocks. But got the lights. There's lights that are attached to it, since on skinnier vehicles it blocks the lights. So I got those on here. And then got everything all set. So we got the paramotor mount in here. You can kind of come in here, take a look at this. So basically, we've got the Y, basically welded a Y frame. So it goes here, back there, and then back that way. And that just has little knobs that we tighten everything down with. So that keeps the paramotor nice and tight. And then I've got just run to the top, just a bungee cord around the top. And that holds everything really tight. So you can shake the whole thing and the whole thing moves. This won't be going anywhere. You got a gas can in here. It's empty right now, so we can turn around a little bit, but got that bungee in. Got room for the glider. Got room up here, we got a shelf. So we got room for helmet. Still gotta come up with just a bungee to kind of strap that down. And then we'll have the extra oil up here and probably a set of spare props. And away we go. So she's all finished now, and now we get to go use it.